What are you doing? Locking Clancy Gray in the closet? So Never Fade. It's kind of a typical second book when the main characters get separated and have to find a way back to each other. But Alexandra Bracken does it a little bit better than the rest. I'm going to be reviewing Never Fade by Alexandra Bracken. And if you haven't read The Darkest Minds, the first book, then you should probably not even be watching this video right now. The Darkest Minds was an amazing book, and it's just so amazing, and if you haven't read that book and you haven't read Never Fade, I don't want to spoil anything for you. They're both amazing books, like super amazing, can't handle it right now, good books. Read those two books and come back. You do not want to get spoiled with these. It will ruin a lot for you. So, people who have read them, just stay around and let's get into this. The ending to the last book, the ending to The Darkest Minds, left you with so many emotions, and you were just like, I need to get my hands on Never Fade, and that's how I felt. So going into this book, all you're thinking is, I want Liam, I want Liam, I want Liam, where is he? And in the first freaking chapter of this book, Ruby's on this op, and we don't really know what's going on, but when she pulls the bag off his head and thought it was Liam, I thought it was Liam, so she started freaking out, I started freaking out. So like, oh my gosh. Because they kept on saying, prisoner 27, or whatever, and I was like, that could be anyone. It has to be Liam though. But honestly, I didn't like reading the first few chapters because I don't like the League. I still don't really like Kate, and I definitely do not like Rob, because he just tried to kill Ruby again on that op with Vita. I just don't like her being under the League's thumb, and it was weird seeing her like obey the rules and like break people, and I was just kind of sad for her, and I was like, this isn't what she's supposed to be doing. But the only thing that was useful from the League is that she got to learn a lot of fighting things and controlled calm and stuff like that. I did think that some of the things she learned at the League did help her, and she could apply to situations other than just being in the League. Vita and Jude, they did really end up growing on me, but they both had some things that really bothered me in the beginning. But overall, I'm really glad they were introduced in this book. And did anyone else get that Chubbs and Vita vibe? No? Okay. But again, like in The Darkest Minds, these characters get so much good character development, and it's just amazing to read, because just like, wow, these characters were maybe like annoying in the beginning, and now they're like, you don't want them to leave. And I feel like Vita, she had like a harder shell, but now, I don't know, she's just different somehow, and it's really good to see them grow. And yeah. So when that shower scene with Cole, that was when she was first introduced to going to Massachusetts to get Liam and to get the flash drive, and you kind of like latch on to anything that brings up Liam, because we just want to know, like, where is he, what's he doing, like, without Ruby. So on that op that Cole gave her, they got dropped off in Massachusetts. She stole Jude, ran away from Rob, and ran to Liam's house, where they ran into Vita. A lot of running. And then Ruby saw someone she obviously knew, so she took off bolting to them, and when I read the name Chubbs, all the air got knocked out of me, and I was like, Chubbs, Chubbs. I was kind of sad to see how he changed, because that was obvious. But I'm really glad his and Ruby's friendship stayed the same, because honestly, their friendship is the cutest thing ever. And he got back to his nerdy medical self we all know and love really soon, so I don't know, he wasn't really that different, but I'm glad he was there. When Jude and Vita got taken by the Blue Tribe, I was like, oh hell no. no. When Knox was pretending like he was a slip kid owning the East River, I was like, no, oh hell no, 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 no. I mean, like, I'm glad it wasn't Clancy, but Knox was just as horrible. And how Ruby described Liam when she first found him in that white tent, it broke my heart. Like, I was just reading it and I was just like, hey, this Liam is so... And I just couldn't handle him being like that. I couldn't picture him that sick and that needing for someone else's help. It was just really sad. And it made me hate Knox that much more, and I was so ready to watch Ruby ruin him. And that's exactly what she did. It was so crazy to read about that fight with the Red, because everything was happening so fast, and we never really had contact with a Red before, so it was kind of all new, and I was like, what's going on? And then suddenly Ruby was inside that Red's mind without even touching him, and she brought Knox to his knees, and he confessed, and everyone was okay with Ruby running him out of that place. Ruby freaking owned him. Owned him. Her character development in just the last book was crazy, and in this one we got to see how she was so brave to protect the people that she really loved, and I just love Ruby. She's so amazing. That mind thing, like she didn't have to touch them, I thought that was kind of bittersweet for her because she's learning how to like learn about her powers out of like anger and hate, and I think that's really sad, but then she does get to protect people, so I think it's kind of good. And I don't know, when they were in that airport warehouse thing, I was like, yay, medicine for Liam, but Michael's group came and I was like, oh shit, no. Dude did that electric thing when he like sucked it all up and then throwing it all out at those people. I was like, what is going on? And then Ruby got stabbed and got left behind, and I was like, this scene is just way too much. I cannot handle everything that's going on in the scene right now. And that one like hillbilly-ish guy captured her. For a second I thought they were going to either let her go or like take care of her since she was so like cold and bloody. Then she couldn't really do anything if she got let go, so I was kind of hoping that they would take care of her. But then of course Rob showed up, but she messed with him pretty good. Like it was wow, it was really crazy to read that part. She messed with him, and it was kind of sad because she was thinking, wow, I'm the monster of this story, and I was like, Ruby, you're amazing, and you were just trying to defend yourself, and Rob's a horrible guy anyway, and I don't know, that scene kind of made me sad, even though it's like, no more Rob. I don't know, Ruby thinking back to her 10-year-old mindset, and it was just sad. And I don't know how, but everyone came to save Ruby, and I was like, hey, and even Liam was there, and I was like, yay! Because he was like, is she okay? Is she okay? And I was like, oh my god. But later, Ruby got to talk about what happened with Rob to Vita, and I thought that was a really good bonding moment for them. It was kind of sad to see Liam without knowing Ruby because he didn't seem like himself, and he was kind of tortured by the thought that I'm in love with this stranger, and that's what she is, a stranger. So, I don't know, my heart kind of broke for him every time Ruby like kind of pushed him away and was like, no, you don't know me. So I was pretty much freaking out and sobbing when Liam did finally get his memories back. And he finally got Ruby back, and I was so glad. I was so glad. I just hope they can get back to where they were before the split, because even by the end of this book they were hugging and stuff, but it didn't seem as close as they were before, and that makes me really sad. And it's like he lost himself when he didn't know Ruby. It's kind of sad. It was. Now moving on, the thing that makes me sad, the thing that makes me totally furious is Clancy Gray. I can't even think about him without getting completely, don't talk to me. He makes me so mad. Ruby should have shot him in that DQ. I mean, like, I guess he does have the information, but Ruby is never really sure if he's ever telling the truth. So, and all he does is trick her, so I have no idea why she thought that this time was going to be any different. Of course, somehow, underground he gets away because he's a slippery, slimy snake. And I don't know why Ruby keeps on saving his sorry ass. He deserves to be in that closet when the whole place caves in. Okay, kind of off topic, but still on the subject of Clancy, kind of. When he landed then in California, I really thought they were gonna run into Zoo somehow. I don't really know how. But, like, the other three, like, came together, so I was like, why not Zoo, too? But we never even heard about her in this book. Like, yeah, she was brought up maybe once or twice with Ruby, like, in the beginning, but, like, once they, like, got in California, they were just like, oh, let's forget about her. And I thought that was kind of, So hopefully we'll see her in the next book, in the third book. In the last book, oh my gosh, holy shit. I was not expecting Cole to be a red. Then it got me thinking, 2 lines before Ruby actually thought herself, that he is too old. He's too old to be affected by iron. And I was like, what? I had to read that scene a couple times for it to totally sink in because I said, what? And then, like, his finger did snap, and then there was fire, and then his arm lit on fire, and I was like, what? I kind of get why he doesn't want to tell Liam, because I feel like Liam would just get mad, because he gets a lot mad about a lot of things relating to Cole. So when Ruby said that she saw Jude standing in the light after the bombing and he wasn't actually there, I thought she saw his ghost. But that does make me really sad, because Jude was so young and precious and kind, and didn't deserve to be left in the dark like that. And I don't know what I think about the ending. I mean, I'm furious that Clancy's still alive, but I just don't know where they're gonna go with that research. Like, I mean, I get it. It's good that they want to go back to normal, but things aren't ever gonna be normal. I don't really know. And by the very end of this book, they never really brought up the flash drive again, and I don't really know where Kate is, so hopefully she's okay with the flash drive, because I think that's an important part, because this whole book kind of revolved around it being safe and stuff. So hopefully it is. Hopefully we just get some answers in the next book. I don't know. This book got me freaking out a lot. It was emotional, and it was, yeah. But Ruby and Liam are together, and hopefully it's going to stay that way. So, thank you for watching this video. Like it if you did. Subscribe for more book reviews, and please tell me your thoughts. This book was crazy, and I just want to know if you guys thought something and I left it out, because there was a lot that happened in this book. So let me know, and thanks again for watching. Bye.